Hello, Capricorn. This is your reading for February 2019. Consider this your Valentine's Day forecast, because I know a lot of you are thinking about February 14th. So I'm cutting the cards, and here's what we're coming up with. So for those of you who are new, there are going to be 10 cards in this reading. The first 9 cards will be the main reading. I'll break it down, major arcana, the elements, the minor arcana, and then I'll pull that 10th card and we'll see how all of this will turn out. Okay, so I'm going to be reading for the energies and the feelings going on between you and your love interest and your partner. And just sort of feeling out how things are going to turn out this month. So you have your 9 cards there. The first card I want to focus on in this reading is a 3 of Swords. And I've noticed that you've got quite a bit of Swords energy. Out of the 9 cards here, 4 of them are Swords. So you have a 6 of Swords, which is about traveling over water and healing, and then you have a 3 of Swords in the center, which is the theme of your the theme for this month for you, because this is the root card for me as far as how these cards are laid out. So because this is in the center, this is your general energy. What's going on? Well, that 3 of Swords is about heartbreak and healing, dealing with pain. And considering that you do have death here in the past, that kind of makes sense, because death is usually, no one wants to see this card. Death means closure, a complete ending. So this could be the ending of a relationship or a breakup. And it could have a lot to do with some feelings going on. You have a 10 of Pentacles. Family issues, family life. So yes, this is about dealing with heartbreak and pain, and it could be with something that's changed in a relationship that can't be changed back. Death is permanent. So, and I'm not talking about a physical death, I'm talking about things that come to an end, and it opens up the door for new things. There's always a resurrection after death in the biblical sense. So it's not that death is bad, it's just that there are times in your love life or your relationship where things come to an end, and maybe it's a toxic relationship pattern. Maybe it's the end of a friendship. So there are many things that could be ending here with the Death card that can explain why you have that 3 of Swords here in the middle. And as far as the other swords here in the future, yes, you do have a King of Swords, and the King of Swords is a mastermind. Swords represent the intellectual, the psychological, our thinking, feeling, anxiety, the way we perceive reality. It also represents clarity and truth. And so you have the intellectual energy of this King of Swords. And then we have a 7 of Swords here. And this is all about strategy, doing something in secret. Sometimes it can mean lies or deceit. But if it applies to you, a 7 of Swords is very helpful, because it's sort of keeping your own counsel, not telling everybody what you're doing, but it's about planning a strategy, not telling everybody what your strategy is. And so there's a little bit of secretiveness. The 7 of Swords definitely is about secrets, not necessarily about lying and hurting people, but someone is not giving you the whole story. And sometimes in relationships someone isn't obligated to. But this also is a good time for me to mention the energy of Swords and Air. Swords represent air. And so if you are dating someone who's an air sign, and I think I said this for Libra as well, air signs can be very secretive, whether it's a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And, you know, they'll observe, but they won't tell you what they're thinking. And they'll be just as nice and pleasant to you. I'll see you tomorrow. And then the very next day they need to talk, and it's a breakup. So someone who has that air energy doesn't necessarily have to be a sun sign with Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And definitely it doesn't necessarily have to be about a particular person. It can just represent the energy of the relationship. But I do know that just based on looking at the swords with death, when I look at that combination, as far as context and the fact that all of these swords are in your spread, someone who's really caused a lot of hurt and disappointment for you. And so for some of you on different levels in February, some of you Capricorns are dealing with the residual effects of a breakup. And some of you could be dealing with a very painful situation that's changed the relationship and it can't go back. And you and your partner are trying to figure out a way forward. So it could be that trust was broken as well. So when I look at all the cards, it's also interesting that the card of death is the only major arcana card that you have. So this is all about dealing with a situation that's changed the relationship for good. It's killed something in the relationship. And you are trying to figure out a way to move forward with or without your partner. So the center card and the major arcana cards have been addressed. So when I look at that past energy, yes, emotionally pulling away. That's what the Four of Cups is all about. It can even be a little self-centered, okay? And I almost feel as if maybe this is about getting rid of a toxic person or getting rid of a toxic situation in regards to the home. And whatever's happened here with this death, it has definitely affected your home life. And that's what the Ten of Pentacles is all about. The number 10 is also about closure and then a new beginning. So there are things that are being, there are endings in your home life, in your relationship that have happened in the past, in big ways and in minor ways. But whatever it is, it's about to put your relationship into a new cycle. Because after the number 10, you have to start over again. So what we have here, when we come back to that Six of Swords, that is the card of traveling over water. So it could be actual physical travel. But it also means emotional healing, getting yourself to a better emotional place. One scenario this card applies to is being in an abusive relationship and emotionally getting out of that relationship and starting to heal. And so when you have the Six of Swords heading towards the Three of Swords, yes, a very difficult emotional transition that you have to go through after everything that happened here. And then you have another 3. And I like this. I like it when you get, you know, a certain group of numbers like 3s or 4s or 6s or 8s or 10s. Because then this Three of Swords is transformed into a 3 of Pentacles. So in a way, your pentacles, which represent Earth, which is your energy, are coming to save you. They're coming to stabilize you, push you forward. So the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles is not bad. This Three of Pentacles is about discipline and focus and commitment and being rewarded for that, to being recognized with that. So I feel like you are going to be, just like most earth signs, that stable, consistent, responsible person. You're going to handle your business. So by the time we head here into the future, it gets really interesting here because you do have that King of Swords. I feel like your partner is sort of making a decision, because when we get to a Page of Cups, this is the card of infatuation. The page represents a young person. And it's almost as if someone's thought about you and they're ready to give it another shot. but they're not exactly, they're putting their pride aside. They don't want to tell you, well, I'm coming back because I miss you. I kind of get a little bit of hiding here. This person wants to come back. They're ready to fall in love, but they're kind of being secretive about it. They're not telling you everything. They're not telling you all their thoughts and intentions. And of course, no one is. There are no expectations where everyone has to spill everything. But I'm definitely getting a sense that someone might have a change of heart. They secretly miss you. They want to get back together. Sometimes a Page of Cups can be about not just infatuation or crushing, but it can be a couple talking again after a breakup. So I kind of feel like a door, an emotional door, is being opened back up. But let's go ahead and fast forward to the outcome card, and let's see what pops up here. So very interesting here. If I had to come up with a theme, you know, it would be about breathing again. You know, that song by Toni Braxton. You know, getting through a very painful situation with your partner. And so what you have here is another 3. Look at how all those 3s line up for you. 3 is the most powerful number in the tarot. The power of 3, 2 forces joining to make a third force. So these 3s are really good. These 3s are very good energy for you because it means that this transformation and process, it's the most intense feeling, you know, the intensity of the swords, the pentacles, and the wands are all working together. But there's a sense of creation, building on a new path. And of course, the 3 of Wands is about having positive expectations for success. That success is on the way after you've put in all of that hard work. So this is about expectant waiting, expecting success, expecting things to turn out okay, which I think they will. But I think for a lot of you Capricorns, this is about getting through a huge break in trust or a misunderstanding, something that really damaged the relationship and it can't be taken back. And so there's going to be a slow process of healing and understanding for some of you. Okay, so that was your reading. And as always, thanks to everyone for your support, your love, your just, you know, just being there every month. My old subscribers and new subscribers, my new clients, people that I've had a chance to read for several years now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So please be safe during this winter weather. It's really crazy, even out here in California. But also have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Celebrate love. You don't need a partner to celebrate love, but be good to yourself. Okay, you are loved, no matter what you think. I'll see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.